You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
Before you sign your next lease, Jeonse Deposits just posted their steepest weekly gain in nearly 13 years. Should you buy now or extend your lease? It's Friday, June 26. Let's look at what's happening in Korea's property market.
Yeah, it's definitely a crucial time to really dig into the numbers.
Right. So to figure this out, we are diving into some fresh reporting from the Seoul Economic Daily. And our mission for this deep dive is to parse the latest market data and policy shifts to help you navigate this massive squeeze between renting and buying.
And squeeze is, exactly the right word for what's happening right now.
Yeah, especially if you're like an expat in Seoul trying to figure this out.
Exactly. I mean, what we are seeing in the data is just a staggering velocity in rental price hikes. Like Seoul Jeonse prices, which is, that unique Korean system where you give the landlord a massive lump sum deposit instead of paying monthly rent. They jumped 0.35% just this week.
Wait, just in 1 week?
Just this week, yeah.
Sure.
And that pushes the year-to-date increase to 4.79%, which is, it's 5 times the pace we saw last year.
Wow, that is wild. Normally, a Jeonse deposit feels like, a high-stakes savings account.
Right. Usually it does.
But with prices jumping that fast, it's suddenly turning into a ticking clock for tenants. I was actually looking through the Seoul Economic Daily reporting, and it pointed out something crazy.
Oh, about the historical policies.
Yeah, we've seen 83 different government property policies over the last 23 years. Yet, apartment purchase prices still shot up 196% in that time.
It's incredible.
So with deposit costs rising this fast, aren't tenants basically just giving up on renting in the center and, fleeing to the edges of the city to buy?
They absolutely are. And that flight to the edges is showing up super clearly in the purchase data.
Okay, so what do those numbers look like?
Well, Seoul apartment purchase prices overall rose 0.30% this week. But if you look at the outer boroughs like Dobong and Guro, prices are up 0.46%.
So people really are heading outward.
Yeah, tenants are being pushed out there to become buyers. And they're specifically targeting apartments priced around 600 million KRW, which translates to roughly 430,000 USD.
Okay, let me make sure I'm getting this. Tenants are fleeing out to the outer boroughs to buy.
Right.
But if they're leaving the central rental market, shouldn't that, free up rental supply in Seoul and actually cool things down?
You would naturally think so, yeah. But actually, the supply is shrinking even faster than demand is dropping.
Wait, really? How is that possible?
Well, the government is planning a major cut to tax exemptions for registered landlords.
Ah, okay.
So without those tax breaks, landlords are financially incentivized to just sell their properties rather than keep renting them out.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. And this policy change alone could effectively delete over 163,000 rental units from Seoul within 3 years.
Wow. Right, so supply is shrinking right as costs are rising. And it seems like these strict regulations in Seoul and, 12 surrounding Gyeonggi districts, they're creating a classic balloon effect.
Exactly.
You squeeze the market with regulations in one area, and the demand just bulges out into an unregulated area.
Precisely. You see that balloon effect perfectly in unregulated areas like Dongtan.
Oh, right, Dongtan.
Yeah, they just crossed an 11.38% year-to-date gain simply because they're catching all that overflow buyer demand.
So the gap between rising deposit costs and purchase prices is narrowing faster than at any point since 2013, accelerating the Jeonse-to-purchase conversion timing.
Yeah.
And with Seoul's weekly Jeonse surge hitting its steepest level in nearly 13 years, the window where renting makes clear financial sense is rapidly compressing.
Right.
Plus, for expats, looming July tax reforms could shrink available Jeonse renewals by tens of thousands, forcing a critical choice between purchasing or paying higher monthly WOLS rents.
Which leaves you with, a whole lot to consider as you map out your next move.
Exactly. And as a final thought for you to mull over, keep your eyes locked on the upcoming Bank of Korea July meeting and the ministry's impending decision on Dongtan's regulatory status.
Oh, for sure.
Because shifting borrowing costs and new balloon effects will immediately impact your capacity as a buyer.
That is the crucial takeaway to watch. And, we should note impartially that this is simply market analysis based on the reporting, not financial advice.
Oh, definitely not financial advice.
Yeah, strictly analysis and hashtag COSPI.
That's today's AI Prism Real Estate. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a 1 IRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.